So the second season of Nijiyon aired a little while back, so I want to go and make a video talking about all the episodes. If you're wondering what is Nijiyon, it's based on the 4-panel comics. That's where the Nijiyon comes from. Niji, of course, being short for Nijigasaki, where Niji just means rainbow, and Yon means 4, so it's a 4-panel comic. They've made a bunch of these comics. Some people have translated them in there, and basically they're really, really short stories, and some of them, eventually got animated. If you go look on their YouTube channel, you can see them in this form, and eventually it got an anime short edition where they're actually fully animated rather than this form. So they had a season 1, and I already talked about and discussed it from before, and you got to see all the girls in this kind of format. So we're going to go ahead and discuss the second season of this one. And the basic idea of Nijiyon, it's not necessarily supposed to be really in depth, it's just girls being silly, and each one is just like 3.5 minutes long or something, and with a 30-second ending animation, so 3 minutes of them doing unrelated stuff. If you want to watch the full versions of these episodes or shorts, you can go ahead and find them on Crunchyroll. That is the main official site. Otherwise, I do have a link to season 1 on YouTube. Some people upload on YouTube, so if you want to watch the first season, you can go watch it there. But without further ado, let's start the second season. The first episode we have here is going to be focused on the Roy Run Victory Road outfit. So if you're not familiar with that, Roy Run Victory Road is a song that seems been relatively popular. A lot of people seem to really like it. It has the girls wearing this kind of style of outfits. They had a lyric video on there where you can go watch a video, but basically it's kind of like that tough kind of guy outfit where you're kind of like someone who doesn't behave well. And basically all the girls are acting in that way. Some not as much like Kanata, but they're trying to give that tough, menacing kind of look to them, like I'm a bad boy or a bad girl. And then Setsuna comes in and she's like, we're gonna start home ec class and make aprons. I guess it's at least not food, right? That would have been a crime scene. So we have some of the girls saying, I don't have time for this. Trying on tough, mean vibes, and then I's apparently not doing that. And then we have Kana, who just comes up, and now it's math lesson time, and she pulls out her very sexy onechan on Setsuna, trying to be like, ooh. Then we have Emma and Nanju flying in, saying they're the boss now. Yeah, it's kind of random if you're not getting that already from this episode already. And we have Aumu, she's the demon lord taking over the world, and she has these possessed buns. And if you're wondering where these buns coming from, if you watch the first season of the anime, in episode 3, I believe, we have Mio who's walking around and has kind of a nightmare where Aumu's bun falls off and then flies and is possessed and scares people. It's kind of weird, but I guess that's just a continuation of that as well. And then it ends with this. Basically, this was a proposition that these girls are throwing for you, and she's like, we should do this in our next concert. And I guess they do with the Road Run Victory Road. So that's the kind of style of these episodes. It's kind of random and quick, and I don't know, nothing of major consequence usually happens. If you're wondering, this is the ending theme. It's 30 seconds long and generally just shows a bunch of scenes of the girls interacting with you, and they all have a little style for each girl. That's kind of cute. And it was the second episode. We have Aumu Nana and her beginnings, and we have them in Diversity. This is Odaiba next to the big Gundam statue, and the basic gist is the girls are walking, it's raining, so they have an umbrella, they gotta share it, and they're talking about their past and like, oh, how Setsuna inspired Aumu to become an idol with her fiery performance. And then she goes and blurts out that she loves Setsuna, and of course she blushes. I don't know how much you're gonna read into what they mean by love, but that is what they say. But then, of course, the rain just magically stops, and now they don't have to deal with the rain anymore. But apparently, they're like, oh, but I want to leave it to our side, so let's pretend like it's still raining and walk with each other. Episode 3 is about Humpen, which is that white cat there you've seen her in the anime before. The girls are wanting to play with Hanpen, you know, just a cat. Nanjo comes in, scares away Hanpen, and she's mad that she's scared away and she wants to play too. So she acts like a cat. So this is just a bunch of really short shorts, and you'll get a bunch of the groups of girls, and they'll end each one on this card. So yeah, that was it. So next section we have Shizuku with Emma. Shizuku tries to act like a cat to try to get Hanpen to come to her, but it's only Emma, who's like a goddess with a very exquisite lap, that is able to attract pets or animals, and they enjoy her a lot. Yep, that's that segment. The next segment we have Setsuya. Setsuya's trying to act like a cat, and she was told to do this. Kanen's laughing. She's trying to get Hanpen to come to her. Hanpen jumps onto Kasmi's lap, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's because I'm like amazing and I'm cute like a cat." But instead, Hanpen goes on her head and climbs on her, and Kasmi's not so happy about that. And then we have the last section where you get to see Hanpen walking by, so he decides to follow the cat. We have this section, and wait a second, let's rewind that for a second and see what was at that very end right there. Hey, who's that all the way in the back following her? And then you start looking at that, and oh wait, why is all that black behind her? Well, that's gotta be Ayumu, right? So why is Ayumu stalking you here? So we get to see, in fact, it is Ayumu who's behind her. You know, this definitely feels a little different if you watch the first season of the anime, but she was just like, I just want to say hello, and then the cat takes a nap. Anyways, that was the end of episode 3. Yeah, what a weird end. Episode 4 is about Ai and Chiriko having fun. Chiriko is, of course, Tsunkatsu president, and she's got a lot of busy work to do. But I was like, no, let's go have fun. And it's like, well, Chiriko's like, no. But I was like, well, if there's 2 of us, we can get the work done twice as fast. And we'll do that later. But right now, we can play and have fun together. It'll be twice as fun. So let's go and explore. So the girls do some stuff. They go singing, karaoke, and all that stuff. And, you know, they are having fun. They also decide to go look at for a little bit of shopping as well. And one thing of note is that they put this hairpin on Chiriko, and, you know, she finds it really nice and cute. But she's going to hold off until she gets her own allowance and be able to buy it later. And I was like, well, let's still have fun. But Chiriko's like, no, we gotta go. And I, of course, then takes a look back at that, and she thanks Chiriko for hanging out. But before she goes, she decides to snip something on her hair, and she decided to buy the hair clips that Chiriko had her eye on. And I went ahead and gave it to her, and then she leaves, and the art style just changes. Okay. I found that really bizarre, why they decided to do that. But anyways, she runs off, and the girls had a good day. They had fun playing with each other, and it was more than twice the fun. Episode 5, we have Kasmi and Cotton. Kasmi is practicing her killer cute moves to try to get everybody to fall in love with her. But what she doesn't notice is who's on the side, and that is Detective Cotton. Where have we seen this before? So anyways, she tries to pretend, oh, I'm not Kasmi, I'm not doing this, I don't know what you're talking about. So then she calls him Kazukazu. So that, of course, Kazu's like, no, it's Kasmi. Oh wait, shoot. I guess I am Kasmi. Anyway, she reveals that she's working on her secret training, and this is, of course, to help her level up and to make her better than everybody else and be the cutest idol in the world. And she wants to make sure that she's number 1. And I thought it was pretty cool having this screen here where she's kind of like a player and there's a fighting selection screen. But her goal is, of course, to be number 1. So Kanan's like, well, why don't I help you add some new sexy moves to your arsenal? So Kasmi's like, oh, this is going to be perfect. So she learns some of these moves that Kanan loves to use. And she's like, look at me. I am so amazing. And Yu's like, I love this so much. And you're like, we have cute and we got sexy. But wait, Kanan, did you do something very cute earlier? So then they flash back to this scene where, oh god, this different art style again. But basically she was sleeping next to Emma. And of course that's really embarrassing and she does not want that to be remembered. But Kasmi's like, oh shoot, now I had to deal with someone who's also cute and sexy as well. Episode 6, we have a part 2 about the Victory Road. So they had like a 10-second recap, but we're gonna skip that. Anyways, we have the Rebirth girls driving in on their animals, and they say vroom vroom. So if you don't know, it's reference to this. But I thought that was kind of funny. I actually did kind of chuckle a little bit. But one of them's a panda, and you know who loves pandas? Kaden loves pandas, and the fact that there's there, she's like, I want to hopefully ride one of those. Anyways, these girls are here to bring down the evil Aumu, and then they all shout this. If you want to, yes, these are lyrics of the song. So they definitely put that in there. And then we have just Reena, come in with this transformation. She's putting on this suit. Sped it up 2 times because it takes a little while. But wow, they put some effort into this animation here. So that was kind of cool to see. And this is her Reena-chan power suit, which is this mech suit that really powers her up. So she can use her super special move, which is what? Her killer move is tickling. So she just basically tickles Aumu a lot until she gets to the point where the evil horns fall off, and then she collapses. She just basically blacks out for a bit. But don't worry, she comes back up and she's like, what the heck happened? And the girl's like, oh great, you're better now. You're no longer evil, except the horns go to fly and attach to Shizuku this time. The girls don't quite notice at the get-go, so they're like, yeah, we're gonna do our explosions. But Shizuku's like, I'm evil now. So I guess see you in a part 3 if there is one. Episode 7 is about Shizuku and Nanju and, well, Crepes. Nanju sees Shizuku, who is a little depressed or sad, and Nanju's like, well, what's up? Why are you so depressed? And Shizuku basically failed to get a part in an audition, and she's like, oh, I'm not really depressed. Whoever got it's better at it and whatnot. But Nanju's like, no, I'm going to make you feel better. So they decided, what we need to do, we're going to get crepes. So they start going around getting some crepes, and then she decides next up they also have to hit the ocean. So they run with their crepes to get to the ocean. So they have crepes, they got sunset, they got ocean. Basically hit all the check boxes that she sees, ways that she can cheer up Shizuku. And Shizuku notices that and sees that looks like Nanju's doing her darnest to try to make Shizuku feel better, and Shizuku appreciates that. So then, because of Nanju, she decides that she is going to yell out her frustrations and no longer bottle up the anger that she has. She is, of course, mad that she did not get the role in addition, but she's going to do her best to try to do what she has been given, make lemonade out of the lemons that life gives you. So now they're both happy. Shizuku says she loves Nanju, and now all she needs to do is finish these crepes, which she has too much. Episode 8 is about Kanto, Youu, and they're doing part-time jobs. These girls are at Odaiba Gamers. You know, they had a lot of collaborations with Love Live, and they are basically being the store managers. And Kanto, who's very experienced at this, is going to be the one who helps lead these girls. He doesn't know how to work cash register, so Kanto is really helping her learn how the things are done here. We're wondering where Setsuna is. She is actually out in front and promoting and trying to get people to come into this store, and she is hyping everyone up, and she even talks about her favorite character. And if you want to know what is that character, so actually if you go back to 2022, they had an April Fool's joke where they had Setsuna, she's the Scarlet Flame princess and all, but I guess this is not officially her. But I thought that was kind of a cool thing that they had her kind of hyping, I guess was her, but the Flame Princess, and she technically is it, but isn't it? I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was kind of interesting. And then of course, you know, Setsuna loves talking about anime and this being an anime, so she wants to talk all about it with them. And then she of course asked them, did you guys watch the latest episode, which was 8? This is episode 8, so I don't know. Interesting stuff. But anyways, then we have the Rebirth girls come in, and they were coming in and kind of like, what do you want girls need help with? Shiriko said nothing. Mia wants a CD, and Nanju's like, I'm gonna buy all the merch in the world. But then Kanta tells her, if you buy all the merch, there'll be none left for the fans. And she even says, well, I want to do that for Haruka, for example, but I can't do that. But Shiriko's like, but you really have Haruka, what do you need all the merch for? But anyways, later she goes and helps Mia find the CD she has been looking for. And then Kanta goes and cleans up the sections, which these very much do look like in Japan, and saves you from the swarm of people. And she's like super amazing and can do everything here. And then Sensuna pulls out this notebook, which we'll see soon what's in it later. Then they end the day. The girls are very thankful and really amazed about how awesome Kanta is at being able to handle this job very well. And then they go all through a party, and then it ends with us being able to see what's in the notebook, which is a bunch of notes written by the girls saying that thank you for supporting us and so on, and you see their signatures and everything. Episode 9 is about Reena, Hanpen, and Emma. So Hanpen is with Reena and Emma, and Emma doesn't know what she says, but apparently Reena could translate cat, I guess. And they're talking about how, since she can't talk, she needs to communicate through her body language. And then they start going on saying, well, Reena's like, well, if I rub Emma, can I communicate that I love her? And so then they start going over through a bunch of ways to communicate using the body, as like booping their noses together and rubbing together and hugging each other to kind of express what they're feeling. And then this brings up the idea of, well, Emma, who lives in Switzerland, she has a goat named Nevid, and she's like, well, my goat does that too. So I'm going to show you how my goat communicates by clonking each other. So that's headbutting, and that's how goats communicate. Based on a quick search, when goats headbutt, it's to show dominance over each other. I don't know if that's really communicating. So anyways, she comes in here and sees that these girls are trying to dominate each other. So there was a slight misunderstanding, but anyways, it gets cleared up, and then they go to the school idol club, and they want to use their new techniques on the other girls. So Reena goes and rubs herself on eye, Emma goes boops Emma, and then they stare at them they're trying to communicate with their actions. And I's like, what the heck are you doing? And they go and show their technique on you, and you's like, this is how they communicate. And they're acting like goats. And I was like, oh, that's great, do that on me. And now she's like, alright, do it on Khan next. And Khan's like, what? Yeah, that's the episode though. For episode 10, we have Mia Youu, who are both at a school concert playing a piano. We have Mia, she is playing a piano rendition of a song, I'm Still, if I'm not mistaken. And she goes and plays that, and everyone's like, wow, she's amazing. And here she is talking to some 3D stick figures. Anyways, Youu, who's next, was really nervous that, she has to go next, and she has to go play piano. She's been practicing and whatnot, but You's like, well, everybody's nervous for the first time, and I find it kind of weird that you're nervous since you've done this before, but this time she's all by herself, so now she feels a lot more pressure since she's by herself. But Mia tries to then give her some encouragement, which was headbutting her. So I guess, what, she a goat now? Is that how she's going to communicate? Or maybe she's saying she is the goat. But anyways, that headbutt gives her the courage, and then Youu goes out and plays. She plays the piano rendition of Nijiyo Passions, the first opening theme for Nijigaku, and they basically have a roll of a bunch of photos of the other girls doing stuff, but that's pretty much the episode. Oh shoot, there's a third part. Okay, so I guess there's a third part to this. So as you remember, last time Shizuku, she got possessed by the demon horns this time, and now she's the evil demon lord, and she's here to take over the world. And we have Youu, who's reading the dialogue in the background, I suppose, but she's in her castle, and she's like, I'm the true demon lord. I'm not weak like Ayumu was, and I'm evil. Kasmi's like, what's going on here? I'm asking the exact same thing. Anyways, Sets and Arena are here. They're going to use their superpowers. We got the Sets and the Scarlet Storm, the Dark Blue Hurricane, and Gentle Breeze. I don't know. Supposedly they're fighting. But anyways, she's got her evil laugh. And then we have Kanta and Emma like, yo, if you destroy the world, like, you can't act or be like a school idol and, like, be alive? How could you live if you destroy the world? And then she's just like, oh, you know what? That's a good point. Maybe I shouldn't destroy the world that I live on. But she gets conflicted on that. And then Nanju and Shigeri goes like, whoa, look up in the sky. What could be in the sky? It's not Superman. It's a boatload of views coming out of somewhere. Yes, this makes a lot of sense. Trust me, I know exactly what's going on. But they all come in, they're all super fans of Shizuku, and of course Ayumi was like really thrilled. She's like, oh my god, so many Yous, how am I supposed to pick one? Oh my god, good luck with that. But this basically causes Shizuku to cry, because she has so many fans now. I guess she had to copy her one fan many times, but now she goes and cries, and they're like, you know what? I can be a school idol, even though you were before. And the horns fall off, and now like everyone's like, yes, we solved it. But the horns start glowing and flying, and the girls are like, now what are we gonna do? And he's like, I don't know, we'll figure about it later. So they had their explosion again. It's rolling on Victory Road, and he's cheering, and yeah, that's it. I'm not sure how this is solved, but there's no episode 4, part 4 that I'm aware of. What the heck is going on here? Alright, episode 12, the last episode. This one is Friends and Rivals. The girls are basically discussing among themselves, trying to figure out what they're going to do in the future for an event. And they talk about Ayla-chan, which is the girl we had from the OVA, the one who lives in Britain. And they're like, she's our rival, we gotta do better to make sure we don't lose him. Meanwhile, Yu's on the side, she's working on a new song, and she has this uneasy feeling in her chest, and she's like, what the heck is this feeling? So he's trying to figure this out, and it really bothers her. But then the girl's like, are you silly girl? That feeling is probably the feeling not wanting to lose. And the girls were saying, you know, we're all friends, but also we can be rivals, and we will cheer each other on. I also kind of found this math board kind of funny, but basically they got a friendly rivalry. They're all part of the same club, and you get to see all these colors, sparkles are in the eyes as she sees, so symbolism and all. But basically they're all girls, part of the same club, but they all push each other to become better. And you know, they do sing songs together, but they all are in a friendly rivalry trying to make each other better. And well, that's it. There might be more episodes coming out later in a Blu-ray or something, but that will conclude for Season 2 for the most part. And in the end, yep, that's pretty much it. There isn't a whole lot of depth. There isn't a lot of animation. There's no new songs really. I guess there's the ending theme, but there's not a whole lot there. And if you're trying to look for a whole lot of substance, you're not going to get it. There are some fun moments. There's a few key moments in there. And it's just something that doesn't take too long, and if you like it, then great. If you don't, then you don't have to watch it. But it's just something cute, and it's bonus stuff to have. So, you know, I'm more than okay with more coming out, and I'll guess I'll watch it. But in the end, it's probably something I mostly just watch once, maybe twice, and that's it. As for some of my highlights, I'll probably say the Roy Run second part was probably my favorite episode. We got to see the Reena suit power up, which is kind of cool, and I kind of like the vroom vroom joke, as simple as it is. I guess sometimes I'm that simple. I found that kind of fun, but there's a few other moments here and there that I probably already mentioned that I thought was pretty neat to have. Alright, so let me know what you guys think about this series in the comments below, and what were your favorite moments. Let me know all about that in the comments below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.